It's 8:30. Good morning, I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. Williamtown residents want the state's planning minister to step in and stop moves to increase the number of truck movements on Nelson Bay Road. Macca's Sands is seeking development approval to increase the number of trucks entering and leaving its mine from 8 to 24 per hour, with nearby residents worried about their safety and noise. Port Stephens MP Kate Washington says if approved, it could open the door for the business to increase its output.
When there is the demand, the number of truck movements is hideous, and the impacts are enormous because there is that door open to allow that number of movements.
The banning of dogs on Newcastle's Memorial Walk is causing a stir. Council has launched a 4-week campaign to clear the popular walkway of dogs and is threatening fines of $329. It says the walk is a memorial to those who served in World War I and dogs shouldn't be allowed as a mark of respect. However, a local dog owners group is planning to fight the ban and is working on a petition. Cessnock Council is urging the federal government to look at the Hunter Expressway as a strategic piece of infrastructure by better incorporating it in future plans. In a Senate submission, Council highlighted its strategic location to Sydney and the growth of the eastern seaboard. Council's Economic Development Manager Jane Holdsworth says all levels of government should work together.
We saw it very critical that all three levels of government, while we've got our strategic plans, we should be aligning them and making sure that we look at them strategically. So if we have a piece of good infrastructure like the Hunter Expressway, we use it to generate more strategic outcomes in terms of economic growth along that corridor that it creates.
University of Newcastle researchers are getting a helping hand in their fight against cancer. They're receiving more than $500,000 in grants from the state government. Most of the money will go towards a machine which looks at sufferers' genes to find the most effective drugs available for treatment. It's hoped it will lead to improved survival rates. Cessnock residents can expect smoky skies today, with a major hazard reduction burn getting underway. Over the next 2 days, fire crews will be burning off in the Warakata National Park, meaning there'll be some smoke around Abernethy, Kersley, Kitchener and Elrington. And judges from across Australia will decide today who will take the top prizes at the annual Hunter Valley Wine Awards. Almost 70 of the region's winemakers are taking part. Vice President of the Hunter Valley Wine and Tourism Association, Andrew Margan, says the judges have a lot to consider when deciding what makes a good wine.
It's a combination of mouthfeel, texture, flavour, balance, aroma, colour, all those things, all that up to being either a good wine or just an average wine or a poor wine.
Sport for our sponsor, Warners Bay Sports Club, Fishing Expo, September 13.
The Newcastle Jets youth side were a hot topic at an unofficial meeting of representatives from the Northern New South Wales National Premier League earlier this week. Speculation about the side's impact on the top-grade competition has been rife this season after a series of inconsistent performances and lineups. Northern New South Wales football CEO and Jets interim CEO David Eland says he is disappointed clubs have been conducting meetings outside the bounds of the recognised NPL Standing Committee. The Newcastle Knights conducted a different kind of training session this week ahead of what is expected to be a tough game against the Melbourne Storm on Monday night. The side headed to One World Boxing Academy on Wednesday for a special strength and conditioning session on the back of their first win since round 4 last weekend. Knights young gun Sione Matautia says the side would love to end the season with a few more wins.
It's a big sigh of relief to finally get a win, and we obviously enjoyed it, and we want to enjoy our wins and make sure we don't get used to losing. So hopefully we can prepare the same as we did last week and play the same and get a W for this weekend.
And Newcastle brothers Aaron and Drew Russell will head to Mount Panorama in October, partnering in a Holden Commodore V8 supercar as a wildcard entry. That's sport. I'm Emily Crowe.
2 RFM News Time, 26 to 9.